What's up? It's Brendan.
And it's wrong.
We have a guest this podcast. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's up, guys? My name is Scott Wells. If you don't know, I'm actually Harong's dad.
Yep.
Hey. So we haven't posted in a long time. We lost our footage from last time.
Okay, let's first talk about that. This guy Brendan did not save.
Okay, it was not me. It was the
was
pod
you.
track. It was most definitely the pod track.
Because we just did a test run, and you didn't save it to the SD card.
Okay, calm down. Anyways, go ahead and tell them what you do. Introduce yourself and let them know.
So, today I decided to come on, help these guys out, and we were going to try to do a workout, but we're here at the gym, and I was going to try to make them start off the podcast with about 20 to 50 push-ups each, but
50 push-ups.
yeah. No, like I said earlier, I'm actually Harong's dad, and I own a gym here in the Woodlands called Lift Strong Run Fast, and I've been doing this for almost, in 25, I will be doing it as a profession for 22 years, but yeah, I started off a long time ago doing this stuff before Harong was born, and I've just been doing it ever since. I love what I do and can't complain, man.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I love this atmosphere. Your place is amazing, by the way. This gym is beautiful.
Yeah, just over time, just adding to the gym, offering different services. That's all we've been doing for the past, like I said, 22 years.
Yeah, you got a problem wrong? This guy, I feel like he's a troll. He likes to troll a lot.
Yeah.
I'm just laughing.
We're trying to get him in the gym for the past, how long? He was doing good for a
I'm
little
still
bit.
in shape.
I don't know about that.
Yeah,
What do you
I
mean?
don't know.
I have a better looking body than you.
Okay, maybe, but you're a little bit on the skinny side.
I know I am. I don't want to be on the fat side.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, as long
like
as you didn't bring any fat girls home, then that's all right.
So, on our other podcast, we had these segments. It was I don't know if we're going to do it now, but it was a rapping
We're
segment.
not doing that right now. Absolutely not.
You don't want to do it?
No, we're not in the rapping segment today. But I wanted to, because a lot of people might be interested in this profession. Absolutely. So I was just wondering, if you had any advice for
How they could get started into it.
Yeah.
Well, first and foremost, I think a lot of my position and my take on what you should do after high school or going to college or a vocational arts or things like that, everybody's going to be a little different, right?
Absolutely.
I'm a believer that you don't need to go to college to earn a good living. When I came out of high school, I actually got a basketball scholarship to go play basketball, and I went to school for a little bit. I quickly found out school wasn't for me.
Yeah.
And every time I'd get in class, I'd look at the clock, wonder when we're going to get out. I actually wasn't a very good student. I would say if I went back to school now, I would be a better student for sure, because I needed the time to develop just as a person to understand what education meant to me. When after college and, I dropped out of basketball, I didn't want to play basketball anymore. I actually went to school in Kansas, and when I was up there, I got in a lot of trouble.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I got in a lot of trouble.
What kind of trouble?
Just running with the wrong crowd. That's why even now, with the kids, I tell them just, you're going to make mistakes. You can't hound your kids to, this is just me and my parenting. You always want your kids to do well, but
Absolutely.
there has to be a little struggle involved also, because if there isn't struggle involved, then you'll never kind of grow and understand what it is to respond to adversity. So, one of the things I told Harong was, and I know we're kind of getting off a little bit of a tangent, but taking a detour, but, I always wanted Harong to go travel after school and just go somewhere. I told him, buy a one-way ticket somewhere and figure it out. We'll help you as much as you can, but I have friends that end up going overseas, either to Asia or Europe, and they literally just figure it out. I'm a big fan of traveling. Traveling teaches you something you can never learn in a book. But Yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't know. What did you decide what you want to do after school?
Um, I wanted to do the automotive stuff, but
Mhm.
there's a lot of things I want to do. But about that traveling, the only place I would really travel to is like Tokyo, because like
Oh.
nothing else interests me.
I know we were talking about Colorado and stuff because you're
Yeah.
really interested in skiing and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, definitely. I was saying like just like places I haven't been to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, Colorado is definitely one of them. Like those are really the two places I would like to go.
Spoken like a true person that hasn't went anywhere.
Okay.
No, but that's the thing. It's like when there's such a big world out there. I was fortunate enough to where my parents have done well. My dad was in the oil business, and we traveled the world. By the time I was 5 years old, I had 3 24-page passports booked out. And that's why I'm such a big fan of traveling, because you get to learn the difference in cultures. And, right now you can take a 16-hour flight, literally be on the other side of the world, and they do things completely different. The culture is different. The rule, for the most part, are the same. But yes, there are different things like different societies and whatnot do. They eat completely different. A lot of the values are different. So that's why I always encourage people to travel.
Yeah.
What about you, Brandon? Where do you want to travel?
I don't know. I definitely want to go to Spain.
Mhm.
Spain's like up there for me. I want to go
Mm.
visit Spain. Is there anywhere like you've been that you would go back to, like your favorite place to travel?
Man, I enjoy it. I mean, I travel a lot to Asia just because I'm kind of I enjoy seeing in the sights, the sounds, the smells, the food of that culture. But I'm open to travel anywhere. I'm not going to discriminate. It's like I love going anywhere. And like tomorrow we're just taking a quick trip to Austin. That's what I love to do, is just take these little quick trips. It's just going to be me, Harong, and Hamakai, just a boys' trip. We
Yeah,
haven't
yeah.
done that.
Mm-hmm.
But we are supposed to, Harong and I, we are supposed to go over to Asia for his, like a senior trip, so to speak.
My graduation.
Yeah, we were trying to do Singapore, Thailand, and Japan, and Tokyo and Japan.
That sounds awesome. That sounds like a lot of fun. I know for my senior, I think we're going on a cruise or something, and I got +1, and I was going to invite you to go with me.
No, you weren't.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Where's the cruise at?
I don't know, but it's somewhere. I think we're going to like Cozumel or something. It's going to be somewhere. We're going to go, and then it'll be like a week cruise
Week
or
trip?
something. Yeah.
That'd be awesome. I've never been on a cruise. I get seasick,
No,
so I don't know if
can't
I
do
can.
cruises.
Man, I've got some wild stories about me going out on the water that I've blown up.
What do you mean?
Huh?
What do you mean?
Just like, when I was younger, I tried to do these different professions or whatnot, and one of them was trying to, my dad got me on in the oil field, and I went offshore one day and just I couldn't even make it past the 5-minute safety meeting right at the beginning, and I mean it was terrible, and then I was just throwing up. I guess I get seasickness, and that was probably, God, close to 25 something years ago. And then just recently, my friend had a real nice boat, and he wanted to go offshore. So I was like, man, I haven't been out there fishing and whatever. And we got on this boat, super nice, like $250,000 boat, right? And we start hauling ass out there to like 15 miles out or whatnot, and I was completely fine. Man, as soon as that boat stopped, we were out there for 12 hours. I was throwing up. I was messed up, and it was me, him, his dad, his 4 daughters, and like 3 kids like y'all's age. They it was like the captain's son. They kind of knew where everything was to fish or whatnot. And man, we were about 8 hours, 10 hours in. I was like, man, I got to go to the restroom, and I was like, where's the restroom at? They're like, we don't have a restroom. I was like, damn, y'all spent $250 on the boat. Y'all don't have a restroom, and I'm sick. Y'all would have called the chopper to come get me. And he said, I said, how the hell do y'all go to a restroom? He said, you either just jump in the water or like shit in the bucket. And I'm like, no, I'm not shitting in no bucket. And I was about to jump overboard, and his daughter's pulling up like a fish, and a little silky shark comes and bites the fish as I'm about to jump in. I was like, no, I'm not getting in the water. And then so I just had to go in the bucket. So, and do you know how humiliating it is to have 4 girls watch you take a shit in a bucket?
You didn't go to like a different like place and do it?
You couldn't. You're out in the middle of the ocean. Where the hell are you going to go?
Other side of the boat?
No.
Yeah.
There, just, no matter north, south, east, west, you look, you can see yourself.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was terrible, man. But yeah, I mean, like I said, if somebody wants to get into this profession, it's just like anything else. I don't think, you know, you don't have to go to school to do this. You know, can you go and get some type of degree in exercise physiology and do all that stuff? Sure. And if you want to get in some type of certain positions, I'm sure you will need it. But I learned from some of the best people in the health and fitness industry. And, you know, I always say I learned from the Warren Buffetts of the fitness industry. And all it took was me taking the time to go somewhere. You know, I was telling the story this morning how I met Louis Simmons. Y'all probably don't know who he is because y'all are younger, but Louis Simmons was a phenomenal strength coach. He ran Westside Barbell, which collectively was one of the strongest gyms in the world. And I was talking to, you know, I had made a call to him. I'd made a call to Westside. This was many years ago when he was still alive. And I was asking questions about this machine called a reverse hyper. And he was asking me a lot of questions. And he asked me, he said, where did you learn all this stuff you were talking about? And I told him I'd read like Super Training by Mel Siv, Verkhoshansky's Russian manuals, and just tried to start applying all these things, learning about this particular system called the conjugate system. And where, you know, not to bastardize it or anything, but Louis basically made powerlifting through the conjugate system in the United States. So as I'm talking to him, he said, man, I've read all those books. I know everything about it. So I asked, who am I speaking to? And he said, Louis Simmons. And, you know, at the time I was kind of starstruck. And this was on a Thursday. And he said, look, I like what you're saying. You know, Westside Barbell is an invitation-only gym. And if you are ever in Columbus, Ohio, please feel free to stop by and train. I'd love to meet you. Like I said, that was on a Thursday. My buddy was going to school in Ohio State. I basically made the call, see if I could go stay with him. I booked the ticket, and then I went up there on Monday morning at 8 a.m. I was waiting in Columbus, Ohio, at Westside Barbell in the front door, waiting for people to get there. And here comes this guy. He pulls up, and I'm in basically a snowstorm.
Yeah.
And he walks up and he says, hey, may I help you? I said, Louis, I'm Scott Wells from Live Strong, Run Fast. I had spoke to you on Thursday. And he's like, man, it's cold out here. Get your ass inside. And I'll never forget, you know, it's like I would learn more in 10 minutes or over lunch or eating dinner or just hanging out with Louis than taking a whole course over a school year. And, you know, they basically would grill you about if you knew anything or not, because they're, you know, these guys have put in their time. They're not going to bullshit with you, right? And if you're about that life and you're not knowing what you're talking about, they're not going to waste time with you. But there's been numerous coaches like that I've, you know, just take the opportunity to, you show that coach that you were going to go there, you know, like pay your way, you know, they're taking their time to teach you. A lot of these guys aren't charging, you know, like Tim Swords and out here in Clear Lake. You know, he's never charged me once. I've always given him money if I go there and train or whatnot. But the biggest thing you can do if somebody's giving you their time, investing their time to teach you something, the highest form of respect that you can give them is your attention, you know, and not be sitting there playing games and jacking around. But yeah, I mean, I've done that time and time again, and that's why I don't feel bad when people come and ask me, if they want to, if they ever want to get into this, this is a business, I mean, fortunately, this has earned me a living. But if you don't know how to do business, I mean, it's just like anything else, you'll fail.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's great. Like, if you can do what you love and make a business out of it, I feel like that's the dream.
Yeah, I mean, it's, but I think there is a big push, especially today, because how old are y'all? Or I know, how old are you?
17.
17, Harong's 18. I mean, I've got, 2 decades, on y'all for sure. And it's, to me, I feel there's things that are different now than they were then,
Yeah.
So, I mean, right now, I don't know, y'all are in this like social media era where people can earn like a killing doing stuff online, right?
Yeah.
I mean, shit, I almost tell Harong go do an OnlyFans.
What? Never told
That's
me
when he
that.
sell his feet pics.
Nah, bro, that's gonna be all you.
Absolutely not. I
Yeah.
need no money.
Because he's cute, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not doing no OnlyFans.
What do you want to do after school?
Engineering.
Okay.
I want to do some
What type?
engineering. So I was looking at aerospace,
Mm-hmm.
and I know it's very competitive. So I was gonna like settle for mechanical.
Mm-hmm.
So I already got into a few programs. I'm waiting to hear back from A&M.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely don't know. Like, it's not set. Like, I don't know if that's what I want to do because there's so much I want to do. I just need
Yeah.
more time to figure it out, I
Yeah.
guess.
It's kind of how like I am right now.
I mean, one thing I've always told my kids is, what do you want to, that's the golden question, right? What do you want to do when you grow up? But I feel like it's a setup because a lot of times there's one answer. So my follow up to that was, what do you want to be when you grow up? And don't give me one answer. I want 5 or 6 because the first one might not work out, or you might do it and you might hate it, or you might do it and you like it, but then it doesn't earn you
Just
enough
like grow out
income.
of it.
Yeah, and then you might go on to the next thing. I mean, how many people do you know have like one source of income? There's probably a lot. The thing is, as you get older and get a little bit more mature and have some wisdom, there's I guess a path it follows. First you need to get some knowledge, then you need to get some humility, then you start getting wisdom. And what happens is you start earning like different forms of income, right? I mean, if you're going to be a 9-to-5er or a corporate person, then by all means do that. That's just not me. I would, if you want me to have like some mental health issues, then that's what I would take. It just,
But yeah, I don't really know what else other than mechanics I want to do. Like, I wanted to be like when I was younger, I wanted to play sports, and then I stopped playing sports in 8th grade.
mm-hmm.
I never thought I was going to play sports at all, and then I finished
Yeah.
football and then doing soccer. But it's never something I would, thought I would pursue.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely, want to do it if I go, in college or something. I definitely want to go, play football or
Like
something.
intramural or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Harong tried to wrestle.
Yeah.
He wasn't about that wrestling life.
Yeah.
though.
Aren't you doing boxing?
I just stopped doing it
When did you stop doing boxing?
like I think 2 months ago, maybe 3.
I don't know, longer than that.
I don't know.
But yeah, he gets into things and gets out of it. I don't know.
Like-
Reminds me of myself. I can get bored easy. I feel like, a lot of times people are talking about how like ADHD and what else is there, being like bipolar is a bad thing. I kind of lean into it. Somebody asked me the other day, like, hey man, do you think you have a little ADHD or something? I said, hell yeah. Like how the fuck else would I do all this stuff if kind of making a joke out of it. But yeah, I mean, you need to know who you are,
Absolutely.
And it's like if you if you're not a corporate world person and you try to just do stuff in corporate world, like that's going to be terrible, Like if you can't, and then you're going to hate yourself. It's like if you can't take care of yourself, then you're not going to be able to take care of anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
How many people? I mean, like I said, I just keep going back to, I was going to talk about this going into the new year. A lot of people have their bucket list.
Yeah.
Like what's on your bucket list? I mean, it's 17, 18 years old. There's a ton of stuff you need to do.
Yeah.
I know I need to start building my credit after
Yeah.
18. I know that's important to do. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably one thing you don't want to, on my bucket list, I always say there's a fuck it list.
yeah.
You don't want to put that on your fuck it list because then you won't. No, but, what I'm talking about that is, people have to understand what the difference is, right? Because I kind of explain it like this. I think the average lifespan is 75, 78 years old, something like that, right? Well, on this continuum that we call, life, from the time you're born until 18 years old, that's your childhood. And I'm not saying everybody has a good childhood, but a lot of times you can look back and see, like, who's the first sport you played, and maybe it was baseball, when your first home run, maybe the first girl you kissed, maybe whatever it is, right? A lot of people have, like, maybe it's the first guy you kissed. Shit, I don't know.
Hey.
No.
No. Maybe
But-
for her wrong, huh?
I don't know why you're targeting me.
And then, but yeah, so a lot of people can remember their childhood, right? And their childhood is actually pretty good. And then you have this time in the middle, and people are getting to where they retire, right? Whether that's, let's just say 65, okay? And then when you retire, what do you want to do? You want to start crossing everything off your bucket list. But then you only have 10 to 13 years to live. Well, this time in between, this 50 years, this 60 years, whatever it is in between, depending on the later stages of life, this 50 or 60 years is called life. And if you don't get busy doing something you love or something that you love, as far as a job, you're not going to be dying to live. You're going to be living to die. And who knows what your health is by the time you're 55, 65 years old. How many, I'm 46, but I can tell you this, like, and Haran can attest to it, how many other dads are doing, like, probably as in shape as I am?
Probably not a lot.
Not a lot. There's some, for sure.
Definitely not my dad.
I mean, but there's a lot of people that don't take care of their health.
Yeah.
One of those things I was talking about, moving, especially in this age and time, is I think a lot of people, younger kids, are starting to spend more time on themselves, but also by themselves. Those are two different things, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's kids that now they don't spend a lot of money on their housing because, first of all, it's so damn expensive. But secondly, they want to go eat nice things. They want to travel places, so they are saving. They basically work to do these type of things.
I know I see people online, they'll like travel the world and then they'll do media. So they'll travel and post media, and that's how they make their money, traveling the world, which is kind of cool.
Social media, you got to be careful with social media too, right? It's all bullshit.
Yeah, I agree. A lot of the shit you see on here is like fake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes a long time to truly understand yourself and be happy with yourself. It took, because a lot of times people can trick you with money and, anything really. It's like, because they're going to post all their accomplishments. They're not going to post their failures.
Yeah.
Because I literally know people with 1 million followers, and I've been to their place, and they have a mattress. That's it, just a mattress on the floor. They don't have shit else. So a lot of this stuff, it's, they're just because it looks good on camera doesn't mean that it's all good off camera.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it takes. I mean, anything you do, it's going to take hard work to get there.
Yeah. Like, I'm trying to, like, back to the job stuff, like, I'm trying to pursue, like, my paintball stuff, and, like, it costs, like, a lot of money, and why are you laughing at me?
I'm not laughing. I'm just saying.
Like, you're smiling. You do.
Yeah, I'm laughing at you. Right?
What? What's wrong with that? Like, the only problem is it doesn't make, like, a lot of money, so, like, I would, like, have it as a side job, because, like, it's something I enjoy to do, so.
Yeah, maybe you just keep it as a. I don't know. See, it's like it's hard for me to like, especially with Haran, because he's my son, so I always give him my opinion. I'm going to let him do what he wants to do, but at the same time, you know, if a decision is kind of out there, then I'm like, because you know, it's like y'all are young. You know, I want you to come back in 5 years, 10 years, and look at that statement and reevaluate. Be like, oh, fuck, what am I talking about?
Oh my God.
Dumbass paintball.
This guy's gone back and forth with paintball for like 4 years.
No, I haven't.
Yes, you
I
have.
can't do it because it costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
You've been the same way.
Yeah, I have. I'm not
Yeah.
Okay. Then. Okay.
But I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like if you can't afford paintball now, it's probably one of the cheaper things in life to do. You gotta hard time kind. Imagine trying to talk to a girl and ask her, "Man, you want to go play paintball?"
I'm not gonna ask that.
Haran be like, "Man, I found the one where you've been my whole time." A girl come up to you and be like, "Let's go play paintball."
No.
They're gonna steal Haran's heart.
No.
Or if they're talking about cars.
I used to be a car fanatic myself, man. I've had a lot of cars. You know,
I'm pretty sure you had a 19-something Civic.
what's that?
It was a 1990-something Civic.
Yeah, when I was younger, I mean, that's a long time ago. I've had all kinds of cars, man. We used to have a run with a little car club back in the day.
What was your favorite
The
car?
The original Fast and Furious.
No.
What'd you say?
What was your favorite car?
Man, I don't know. I had a Civic hatchback that I really liked.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, till this day, you know, if I had some disposable income, like I'm not the type to go drive a Ferrari or
Yeah.
Lamborghini. I'd probably go buy a Civic hatchback and put a big coffee can ass exhaust on. Be coming down the.
Yeah, I don't really like supercars or like anything like that. Like Lamborghini, I don't like Lamborghini.
I like
I don't like it.
all old cars, dude. And Civics are super reliable. Like any Civics, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
but that's the thing. I just enjoy the import scene. You know, that's just, and not to say like I don't like other cars. I mean, yeah, I like Lamborghinis and stuff, but it's not you know, to really be centered, to know what you can afford, what you can't afford. Like some of the best, you know, like I almost feel like I'm trying to give you tips. You know, I'm sure you've heard this term, live within your means. And that's the most dangerous term I think you can hear, because you would almost be idiotic to live above your means. But you got to remember, we have a lot of idiots,
Yeah.
right? Because there's a lot of people living above their means. But to somebody that has a decent IQ, you would realize living above your means is not going to help you out in any way, right? It's not sustainable. Living within your means, like I said, is dangerous, because why do you want to build your credit?
'Cause my dream is to own like land. Like I want to get.
No, and it's good. There's a way you can definitely leverage all that kind of stuff. You know, I kind of like living by this saying, like, if you can't buy it twice, don't buy it once.
Yeah.
But there's ways you can leverage credit, and I'm sure you're going to learn all that stuff as, you know, time goes on. But I enjoy the term live below your means, you know, and it doesn't have to be like a poverty level, but,
Absolutely.
you know, living, like I'm not going to go buy a Lamborghini.
Absolutely.
You know, I have the credit. I have the credit. I have, you know, pretty decent credit now. It's like, would I go leverage it? And I don't have the want or need to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. My whole thing, I definitely agree with that statement. But do you think there's like a limit to that statement? At some point, it's like, do you think some people live above their means to like almost drive them to earn more? Or
Yeah.
like want it more.
You know, and I mean, to each and every person, they can do what they want to do. But me personally, you know, when people ask me about stuff like that, sure, I have my opinions, but it's like I don't try to push those opinions on other people.
Absolutely.
You know, if that's what drives you, if you are a money-driven person, then that'll be fine. You know, but like I mean, you tell me, right? If I can give you $1 million tomorrow, but you die in 2 days, are you going to take the million?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, because your health is more important than your wealth,
I definitely agree.
and that's like, look at, okay, y'all are still in school. How how often do y'all go outside? How often do y'all do PE? They've taken all that shit out of schools.
Yeah.
And it's like sucks. If you go back to as early as like the 60s, they had regimens in school where you had to be able to pass like fitness tests.
Yeah.
They've taken all that stuff away.
I saw a video the other day, and I think it was on Joe Rogan's podcast. I don't remember, but he like showed a clip of like people back in the day. It was like from the 60s, and it was like kids our age walking by, and they were so fit. Like nobody was like, there was barely any people overweight. They like all looked in shape, and the requirements were crazy.
Yeah. The last fitness test I did was like back in I think elementary.
Bro, literally.
Yeah, they don't do that.
I think you did like the jump rope thing and running around, right?
Yeah, you would like run from one end of the court all the way to the other.
And you'd see how many times you could get back and forth.
Yeah.
That was like, that's the last time I remember.
Other than that, just do the track. But that was it. After elementary, we didn't do the fitness test.
Well, I remember Harong, he had won. I think it was one of them where, I thought you were going to do well. I think it was a jump rope or a lap test. I think it was the lap test. And they said, you can donate like $5 per lap, or you can donate like a certain amount. And I was like, man, I'm just going to donate a certain amount, and the names were being pulled up, and they never called Harong's name. I was like, I guess he didn't. And I think Harong like ran the most laps or something at one point, in elementary school. And I was like, damn, he was going to try and make me go broke. but also in elementary, he had won like the perfect attendance award. I still have a picture somewhere. Yeah, you did.
I only remember winning the it was like a rodeo art contest.
There was one. No, yeah. I remember that, and I'm like, Harong drew this. But that's when we started finding out like how good of an artist he was. But I still got the picture, and it's like I still remember like the thing I was telling him. It's like for the perfect attendance award, if I could teach anybody anything or give an award for anything, it would be the perfect attendance award. That's the most important one, because in order to do anything great in life, you have to show up. It's like I talk about that here in the gym. How many people pay for gym memberships and don't come? You can't pay for your health. You gotta work for it. You gotta earn it.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
I know. We did our football banquet the other day, and everybody was like saying stuff. Like all the coaches would get up there and they'd introduce all the kids, and I was really proud of this because like I wasn't like, I'm not a very big like sports person. Like I only did sports to like kind of push myself out of my boundaries, but I didn't miss a single day. Like I don't miss. I never missed football practice. Like when everybody else skipped during summer, I would never skip. I'd like if I ever had to do something, I'd go in like 4 hours early. I'd be there at like 6 in the morning, get my workout done, go talk to coach, and then go to work. Whatever I had to do. And I was proud of this because when he introduced me, he was like, the one thing I can say about this kid is he's super reliable and he always does what he has to do. And I think that showing up is the first step to anything. Yeah,
definitely. And it's like that's super important, because people are going to look at you and respect you for being on time. I'm a big time stickler. If someone's telling me they're going to be on time, then I'm, if you tell me you're going to be there at 11, then I'm probably there at 10:30. Yeah.
What's up with you?
You're just not very reliable now. I'm not gonna lie. That podcast.
It wasn't even my fault.
I don't.
We lost our footage.
Yeah. He's like, but the thing is, a reliable person. I mean, look, everybody has mishaps and stuff like that. That's not, that's not what we're talking about. Somebody, that's your character. Somebody like, I always talk about myself in examples because I don't ever want to use anybody else, because I don't want to speak for anybody else. I know what I do. I'm sure as hell don't know what anybody else does. So, most people would tell you, like if somebody came across and said, "Oh yeah, your dad, he's not really into health and fitness. He only tells people that he wakes up at 4 and does all this." And they were saying that. I feel so confident that most people
Could just tell.
could just be like,
Absolutely.
"The fuck are you talking about? Like, I know this guy." You know, they would,
Yeah.
because they would come to your defense because they know that person's full of it, right?
Absolutely.
So
And I can already tell all the work you put in. No meat writing. No meat writing. But I could just tell by like looking at you. Like I wouldn't even have to put up with that.
yeah,
process.
because it's not, and that's the thing. That's how you know you're successful is when you don't let this stuff bother you.
Absolutely.
Like people, people will talk shit all the time. People will talk shit about this podcast. You
Yeah.
let it bother you. If it's constructive criticism, that's one thing. Then take it and improve upon it or whatnot. The people that truly want to help you, will help you. But yeah, you speak to the people that believe in what you believe in, and the ones that don't, you simply, you get in where you fit in, and if you don't, then get out of line. And there's definitely not a shortage of haters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was about to say something. Like I know there's a lot of people that want to come on this podcast. Like people from your school, my school.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like my sister, and I think you said that. I think it was your mom said that she wanted to come on here.
Yeah. I don't remember, but actually we've been getting a lot of like people asking like where our podcast at, and we've actually gotten a lot of support from our friends and stuff. So
That's
Yeah.
good. That's how you start. You start with your close circle of people that will support you. I mean, I always talk about the story when I left 24-hour fitness. I always talk about how I quit, but I got fired. I did my Jerry Maguire, and there was a few people that left with me. They believed in me. They're still with me till this day. But I mean, that's a whole different story or whatnot. But the main thing that I've learned lately, because I've learned about kind of like this social media space and whatnot, is just to get content out there. Do a podcast every day. Like, y'all should have somebody lined up after me doing it, and then somebody lined up after that doing it, right? And it's like the more you put out, the better you're gonna get at it. You're gonna know exactly how the mics need to be set up. You're gonna know exactly how everything needs to be set up, and then you're gonna get 50 in, and it's gonna be clockwork, right?
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, other people are gonna want to jump on the bandwagon, and you're gonna be 200 shows in, and I mean, it's just gonna be better quality. Now you know what works and what doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
And damn, if you haven't figured it out by then, maybe the answer is right in front of you where, podcast isn't your thing.
Yeah.
We were definitely talking about this. This is definitely what we wanted to do. We wanted to have guests on our podcast, and we just like had to figure out a third mic, and we finally figured one out. So
Yeah.
definitely want to do it.
And I think, y'all's approach is good. Just have a conversation with people, talk to them about what they do and what they believe in. And, I've always wanted to do podcasts on health and fitness, and there's no shortage of health and fitness
Absolutely.
people, right? So I'm truly interested in other people's story, especially when I go talk to people around the world. I just enjoy seeing what is your perspective of health and fitness. What do you do? What time do you wake up? What time do you go to sleep? How do you eat? How do you train? How do you run your business? Could be completely different than mine, and they're uber successful. So I enjoy that kind of stuff. But, I also enjoy, like, when Harong was telling me he was doing this. I'm like, cool, man, let me listen to it. Let me see what it's about.
Sir.
Why did y'all start this?
I wanted to start this because, like, I said this in the first podcast too. Like, I think this is something that could be really enjoyable and just to look back on in the future.
Yeah.
And especially doing this like with your friend,
Yeah.
I think it makes it even more interesting.
Because me and Harong have been friends since like
What,
was
like,
it, like
Younger.
like middle grade, like a couple of years now.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just
Couple years? Y'all been friends
no,
longer
for
than
long-
No, like,
since
I meant, like-
6th grade, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
6 years.
It's something crazy like that, but yeah, it's just enjoyable. It's not like something like if it like works out, but it's not like we don't do it for anything other than like having fun with like as friends, and then
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
definitely wanted to like I love talking to people and like finding out what they're about, and like um also like I've learned a lot of stuff just sitting here. Like this is really important. I think that sometimes as humans, especially nowadays, we have a loss of connection. So just like
Mhm.
getting out there and talking to people and then finding out what they're about and learning stuff.
Yeah,
is
I was
awesome.
getting my hair cut, and there's music going, and then the music went off, and it was silent, and someone says, "Man, it's so quiet in here. Like, can we cut the music back on?" I say, "Yeah, like God forbid we have to fucking talk to each other." It's like, but yeah, I mean, I think it's different for y'all to, there's I feel there's tons of stuff I would want to ask y'all, because as young kids now, I feel. I don't know. I feel like a lot of this younger generation is somewhat lazy, and if you have any type of drive about yourself, you do pretty well, you know.
Sure.
And not, I don't want to say lazy, but it's just different. I should say it's not lazy. It's different.
Yeah.
Would you, and would you still consider traveling around? Would you still, or do you 100% want to do the automotive thing, or maybe and the thing is that your mind will probably change.
Like lately, yeah, that's my mind's been changing about the automotive, but like it's not something I don't want to do. Like I still want to do.
Yeah.
I want to see if like there's anything else.
To be fair, this guy over here, ever since I've known him, always been on like car games, and he's like, "Hey, you want to play this car game?" Or like he'll like, "Bro, look at this car, look at this car." That's what you've been about for a while. So.
I really want to do Formula One racing, but it's really
How-
expensive.
How do people even get into that?
You gotta be like grow up in a rich family.
Oh, okay, that makes
Well,
sense.
I mean, you just saw this movie that came out right a few years ago about the guy that was just playing like Gran Turismo.
Oh, that one?
It's based on a real true story though.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
That dude is he's a racer now. I mean, I don't know about right now, but yeah, he was. Go watch it again. It's based on a true story.
I thought it was fake.
No shit, that dude was racing and won that shit and got a damn contract. I mean, he's big time, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't if it's something you love to do, then maybe. Here's another thing. Just because you do something, most people will tell you, "Oh man, do it to be the best at it."
Yeah.
I mean, there are pro players on PGA Tour that are the 20th best in the world, and that's what earns them a living.
Yeah.
Right? There always has to be a second best, right? There always has to be someone in third place. There always has to be, and that's the biggest thing. A lot of people, of course, yeah, it's nice to be the best on top of the mountain and everything, but just because you do something doesn't mean you have to just be the absolute best at it, because whether it's tennis, basketball, anything, right, that you do, Formula One. Like, why do you play those games on whatever the hell y'all play now?
I really want to get like a whole like sim setup, like with the steering wheel and
Mhm.
everything, but those cost like a couple hundred.
Those things are so
Yeah.
fun.
But
Yeah.
you also, like, I think it was, what's it called? His name, Robert Kiyosaki says, in Rich Dad, Poor Dad, the book, he talks about how making a statement closes the mind, asking a question opens the mind. So instead of saying like, "Man, it's expensive, I can't afford it," you basically slam the door shut, right? But if you ask yourself, okay, like, how can I afford it?
Hmm.
Now you start seeing like, okay, well, maybe you do more podcasts to where you get monetized. Maybe you get a job, and remember, just because someone gives you advice, I'm a big believer in like, man, how many jobs do you want to have? Because there's so many hours in the day. But at the same time, you have to look at where's this person in life, like if I want to earn more money, I know there's ways to do it. I'm not going to go get another job. I'm going to try to monetize something that I'm doing already. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
But like for y'all, that might be the answer, is to say, okay, well, I'm working at, HEB, and they're only giving me X amount of hours. Okay, I can go get another job somewhere else. Okay, fine. And from there, you start getting that experience, and it's all part of life's lesson, right? You can't just take somebody who is at a different point in life than you are and apply it to yourself.
Absolutely.
And you said you wanted to do engineering as a career?
Mm-hmm. Well, not like I just want to get my degree and then get a job in that field. I don't know. I like being able to like create stuff, and I wanted to like I don't know if I want to do like aerospace yet or mechanical, but if I did mechanical, I'd want to like either design cars or something in that field, just design
Mhm.
stuff.
Mm.
No, that would be cool. I mean, like I said, it's like there's, and here's another thing with like, we're kind of like on this precipice of AI, or I mean, we're actually in it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I feel that when I was growing up, the internet was this huge thing that was going to be the new, thing that changed this whole space and whole of, outlook of what people want to do, and it really did. And I think where AI is at now is kind of where the internet was at, 20, 30 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So, I was telling Harong if he wanted to go into mechanical stuff, I don't think at least in my lifetime, I don't think we will see diesel go anywhere.
Yeah.
But since a lot of things are switching to electric, I mean, maybe that's a route you take. And who knows? I mean, in the next 30 years, will this even, will we even need mics to talk, right? Will we even need this stuff? Is it going to be something as simple as something in your ear, or shit, you might be microchipped? Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Microchip is crazy.
But everything's so crazy now, and everything's so competitive. Like people are making new stuff every day. There's already wireless mics and wireless
Mhm.
headphones, and
Well, it's always going to be competitive.
Yeah.
So, you can't just get that out of your head,
yeah.
completely. What you want is to be so good that you almost put yourself, take like Joe Rogan, for instance, on the podcast, right? I mean, there's really no one like Joe Rogan,
Yeah. I agree.
And it's like when people ask me about who's your competitors, I'm like, I don't know. I don't feel I have a competitor. When people are like, what do you think about XYZ gym? I'm like, I don't think about it. I think about Live Strong, Run Fast. Because if I don't think about Live Strong, Run Fast, that means I'm not, basically giving my all to my members or whatnot.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I mean, there's always going to be people that want to do the same thing that you're going to do, and there's so much space. There's enough people to go around.
Mm-hmm.
If you're exceptional at what you do, people will find you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what me and Brendan are trying to do. We're just trying to do this for fun. We're not really looking to be better than anybody else.
Mhm.
I feel like I know sometimes being really competitive like takes people places, but I also find that like if you take something like too seriously and you lose the enjoyment out of something, it makes you like less driven, I guess. It makes you not want to do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, there's like you're always going to rob Peter to pay Paul somewhere, right? If you're going to have the most specificity in a area, okay, whether that's sport, education, whatnot, right? You're probably going to be, let's just take education. You're probably going to study every day. You're going to know all kinds of stuff. You're going to be super smart. Then you might get in a setting where you're in a social setting where now you got to talk to people, and all of a sudden you're so socially awkward because you stayed inside the whole time studying that you're like a fucking fruitcake, like so. I mean, but that's the thing. In order to get good at something, there must be specificity. If I want to run fast, if I want to run the 100 meters as fast as I can, I can't go play baseball.
Yeah.
Right? It would make me better at baseball, but it would never make me, faster in the 100.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
sir. I was gonna say something, and that's what sets the difference in between people. Whenever you're willing to give up like whatever it is, to achieve your goals, that's when people become successful, I believe. Like,
Yeah, I mean the time, like when the first 10 years of this in the health and fitness industry, I always tell people it was the cruelest mistress. It required every piece of me, all my time. If I told you my schedule, it was something that was you couldn't have copied it, because it was just, I was too dedicated to it, which got me to where I'm at now, which is very relaxed and I enjoy what I do. But, people don't, that's why, remember you were asking, like, if somebody wants to get into this health and fitness industry, people will come to talk to me now and ask, like, man, how do I get to where you're at? And I start telling them, man, you see where I'm at now, but you didn't see what it took to get here. And there was a lot of like hard, long days to put in. At the time, I was younger. I was super driven. Not to say that I'm not driven now, but if you were to ask me to do now what I did then, I couldn't. I wouldn't. The first and foremost, I wouldn't want to, because of different times in your life. I was, like I said, younger, like crazy driven then, willing to do a lot of things. And, at the same time, I still, I still have this saying, it's like, when I started, I didn't know any other way. And by now, I won't have it any other way.
What?
I don't even know. This guy's over here.
Yeah. It's funny because I see so much of how Harong is, like how I was.
Yeah.
Like in Chinese zodiac, I'm a horse, and it said maturity comes very late to horses. And I feel like, I feel like it's true. If you read about a horse, you would specifically think it's talking about me, like in the Chinese zodiac, Harong's a dog. Yeah.
What does it say about the dog again?
I don't know. I'd have to look at it, honestly.
I
think they're very like quiet, docile people, and I think Harong's like that. Around you, maybe not, because y'all are close. He's your friend.
Yeah.
Starts clowning and stuff. Like I think I think it was your mother that was like, "Oh, Harong's such a nice kid," and I was like, "Harong?
Is he?
Yeah." No, but yeah, I mean, what year were you born?
2007.
Okay, you were 6.
Yeah.
Right? 2006. I don't know what 2007 is for Chinese zodiac.
I think, because I know I learned about this in my Chinese class.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Are you still taking that class?
no, like after I left College Park and went to Oak Ridge, the Chinese over there was horrible because it wasn't like a teacher like telling you what to do. You were just on a computer, and I think that's like how I lost a lot of it, because there's a lot of free will. It's like you don't. There's nothing that can like make you force you to do it. You're just there. Yeah. Like you got to basically make yourself do it, and I think that's how I lost a lot, because now I can't even really speak it. I can't write most of the characters.
Mm-hmm.
And I guarantee if I was still at CP and my old teacher still worked there, probably know a lot more.
Yeah, absolutely. Our school's not that great. Oak Ridge, I mean,
is that where you go?
I go to Oak Ridge.
You go to College Park though.
Yeah.
College Park's academics are so much better than Oak
Mm-hmm.
Ridge. The only reason I don't even know why I'm still there. I should have switched.
Well, this is your senior year, right?
Yeah, that's why I didn't switch.
Yeah,
My friends are there and stuff.
Are you even zoned over there?
No, I'm zoned to the school over here. I'm zoned really far away from Oak Ridge. So.
But yeah, I mean, high school now it's I don't like I said, I feel bad for a lot of the teachers because the kids are wild as shit.
Oh my God, the kids at Oak Ridge are horrible.
It's so bad. It's like I don't know what it is about people at my school, but they're just not great people. Some of them, like I have so many great friends there, and there's awesome people there. But there's some people who just like try to make your
Definitely
life
not gonna make it
miserable.
out in life.
No, I see some. I mean, you're gonna encounter that throughout life. You're gonna meet what I call non-domesticated humans. Fucking wild, need to be in a damn cage. That's why some of them are in prison and shit, right? But it's like, yeah, you got to be a functioning member of society.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like it's okay to think differently. It's okay to do, but then it's like you're just doing silly shit. You know, it's like, I mean, we've all been in trouble, but at the same time, it's like, you know, you can't be out of control.
Yeah.
Remember how Anjali got in a damn fight?
Oh, at
at
Oak Ridge?
school?
It's so dumb.
What
Like,
even
the way-
happened?
So I guess it was with, you know, Jesus?
Mm-hmm.
It was his sister, and my sister got in a fight. And I guess they were just talking, like, mess to each other, and they meet up in the hallway, and like, just started fighting. I don't know. Girls just slap. Like, I don't know, pull on each other's hair. It's kind of dumb.
It's just wild. But yeah, like I said, it's just, you know, you live, you learn. At least you can look back and laugh at it now, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
It's like people, you know, some people are, you know, I'm originally from Singapore, okay, and you might not know this stuff, but Lee Kuan Yew was he was the former prime minister of Singapore. He's kind of like what they call the father of Singapore. He got Singapore to where it's at now, but he had said something a long time ago that I completely agree with. He said, you know, not everybody's created equal, and I, you know, over here you're kind of taught to think like, oh yeah, everybody's equal, you know, blah blah blah, and yeah, sure, you got 2 eyes, a nose, a mouth, 2 ears. I mean, we're all equal in that sense, but you know, it's what you do afterwards that sets you apart. Like you said, why should you have a starting position because you show up to practice every day, opposed to the guy that never comes and can't even catch the damn ball,
Yeah.
right? You know, so you gotta, you know, and like I said, if you're in the I guess group of people that believe that hard work pays off, you're probably going to pick that person that shows up all the time and say things about them like they are reliable. You can trust this person. You can count on this person. You know, would they say that about the guy never showing up or showing up late or never? You know, so a lot of it is common sense, but as we know, common sense is not common anymore.
Well, yeah. Do you have any questions for us?
No, did you gonna pay me my money? What'd you give me?
I think Brennan got it.
What do you mean? Why do you owe him money?
He told me he was gonna give me a fee to come on here.
This guy.
I did not. No, I did not.
What'd you get for Christmas, man?
Oh yeah, my. Oh, you were talking Brendan.
No,
I
go
know
ahead.
what you got.
No, go ahead.
Okay, so my dad got me springs. Like for my car, they're gonna drop 2 inches, and then my mom just basically got me clothes. That's pretty much it.
I was telling him because we have like a garage over there. I think we're about to go work on my. Have you seen my Jeep? My old Jeep.
No.
Oh, okay. I have an old Jeep and we completely off-roaded it.
That's
It's
cool.
super awesome. I would like to show you one day, but
Yeah,
because
we'll check
it's worked. But I think we're about to go fix it. And then I was telling him since we have like a little garage, it might be easier to do the springs over there,
Mm-hmm.
and we can work on it together.
And that's what my dad was telling me because he told me we need a spring compressor.
Don't you?
And
I don't know shit about cars, but before when we used to take out those springs, we would get like a spring compressor.
Yeah,
and
you're gonna need one.
Do you have one?
But
you can rent it, right?
Yeah,
At
we could
AutoZone
probably
or something.
we'll be able to get one from O'Reilly's. This shouldn't be too hard, and then we can get my brother or something who's knowledgeable. And then
Well, that's why I was telling him. It's like, you know, figure it out, right? If you want to do this, if it's like saying like if I want to be in the health and fitness industry and I'm fat, I better find out a way to get in shape or get, you know, lose some fat and
absolutely.
something. You know, if you want to be a mechanic, this is going to be part of your
And there's
duties, right?
And now with everything online, there's so many ways. Like if you don't know what you're doing, there's so many ways to find out. There's so many resources. Even YouTube sometimes. If something as simple as like replacing a power steering pump, look it up on YouTube.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
just see everything.
That's one thing I tell I tell her wrong, but I tell my younger son as well. Like, one day I'm not going to be here and I don't know everything, but I won't be here to teach you. I won't be here to guide you or anything. And the best thing you can do is learn the attributes to teach yourself. You have YouTube, you have Google, you have freaking AI, you have Copilot. You have all this stuff now that if you don't know how to do something, I'm not looking. It's probably a lot on you. But yeah, I mean, if y'all get over there and y'all start tinkering with it, yeah, you're probably gonna mess some stuff up. That's all right. Just fix it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But yeah, we're so lucky. I mean, it's a curse and a blessing. I feel like the internet and whatever. But there's absolutely like we're lucky to have like all this knowledge at our place, and we can use it for good or bad. And I think that everything's super resourceful online. Like if you want to learn how to fix a car, you can literally learn it from like wherever on the internet.
Yeah, I mean, just lucky in general. Like I said, that's another thing about traveling. When you start traveling, you start seeing how fortunate you are.
Yeah.
So like I said, where are you going? When are y'all going on this cruise?
I don't during the summer.
Okay.
It's definitely during the summer after I graduate.
Is it just gonna be you and your
I
parents?
think it's gonna be my whole family. I don't know yet. It'll be fun.
That will be fun. Do you know where the cruise is going?
I don't know yet. I don't even know if we like booked it yet, but
Okay.
they were telling me.
Like an idea?
information.
Yeah, we're doing.
Lake Conroe. From Lake Conroe.
What's it called? Oh, but you asked me what I got for Christmas. I got the mic because
Yeah.
I asked for the mic because I wanted to do this, and I was like, I might as well get that. And then I got some money, and then I got cologne stuff. So
Awesome. What cologne? What do you wear?
Azar
Wait,
Most Wanted.
I think that's the
I
one the
love
girls like the most, right?
There's a lot of good ones.
You got that's the other thing. Like at y'all's age, it seems like guys don't talk to girls.
Whoa, it's because I got a girlfriend.
Yeah, we both have
we both
girlfriends.
have
Well, I know
yeah.
y'all got girlfriends, but it seems like I don't know. Guys are like weird.
Oh, absolutely. And what's it called? It's like, what's it called? There's some people who just like don't know how to do it because they're scared or something. I don't know.
But some of these people, they look like complete ass weirdos. I wouldn't, different color hair and.
Oh my
shit
god.
on. It's
Oh
like
my
That would be at HEB.
it's
Pink
like-
hair. Mm-mm.
Yes, I was at HEB the other day. I mean, look, I don't.
To bagger.
And I was just like, yeah, it's like you gotta be woke to work at HEB now.
I don't know.
It's
Like,
It's ridiculous, like our generation and everything.
people get their feelings hurt if you say
Yeah.
something,
Snowflakes.
and it's like,
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. I think there was how do y'all feel about like even election type stuff? Like, do y'all follow? Like, I never followed that stuff when I was younger, but it seems like it's so much more in your face
Yeah.
now as kids.
I definitely do follow it, and I feel like a lot of people have a lot of false information
Mhm.
when they don't like. Because when you say you follow it, there's like obviously people are gonna get their information from places, and some people don't know how to find
their info.
good information. And then I'll hear like people talking at my school, and they're talking about something that's not even true, or they'll have statistics for something, but they're looking at the statistics wrong. Like they're reading it and interpreting the statistics wrong
Yeah.
about
Mhm.
stuff.
I think I was watching. I think I told you about this wrong. I think it was a pastor in Africa. They were talking about, it takes like a village to raise a child. And then he asked, he was like, "But what if the village is retarded?" I mean, it's and I was like, "Yeah, that's true." I mean, it's the same thing as like the blind following the blind. It's like if you're getting, and that's the thing. The information that you can get now, it's so easy. And then you can deep fake anything, like you'll see, I've been seeing all these, Sean Combs and Snoop Dogg videos, and they're like having a baby. It's hilarious, man, but
It's
yeah.
funny, but it's really sad when you look and people believe some of this stuff, like the
Yeah.
deepfakes. It's just like, it's sad. And I remember my English teacher was talking to me about something, and she was like talking about reading something, but she was like, it's really important. She was saying that it's important, like that when we leave her class, that we can see if something's real or fake or not, like just like information and what we're
Mhm.
getting offline. And I think that's important. It's like, it's funny and stuff, but it's really sad when people believe that kind of stuff. It's like
Mhm.
Yeah.
bad.
Well, I
Like-
mean, people have to be able to think for themselves. You know, it's like if, but all these, like I said, all these basic functions that you should be learning throughout, you know, your childhood and schooling, it's just not there anymore. Seems like.
Yeah, I agree. And
Definitely like that with Oak Ridge. Mm-mm.
I don't even know.
Y'all really don't like Oak
I
Ridge.
don't.
Oak Ridge is like really
I
bad.
don't. I don't like Oak Ridge.
Only a couple more months until you're out of that place.
Yeah. Are you going taking a summer off? Are you going back straight to school, or are you?
I'm gonna take. I'm like over the summer. I'll like work,
Mhm.
save some money, and then have time to do stuff. And then I think around fall time, I should be going to school.
Yeah, I mean, I just I don't know what Harong's going to do, but like I said, you know, shit, you might go over to Japan and mess around and say, I want to
Nope.
move here.
Oh, I thought you meant like mess around with some girls.
No, what's it called? But yeah, I know a lot of people think it's important to take a leap year, or like have time to go travel and stuff. And I was thinking about that. It's just I don't really know what I want to do yet.
Mhm.
So
And that's okay, you know. That means you're normal.
Yeah,
That you know, a lot of people like. I mean, dude, I didn't know what the hell I wanted to do for a long time. You know, I look back and you know sometimes I'm hard on Harong, but then I look back, I'm like, man, I was way worse than Harong was. You know, I was traveling around, I was meeting girls in the UK and shit wherever else. You know, just I called my mom like, send me some money. Met some people, you know, and but yeah, that's the fun part, right? You've got to realize you are going to be dead a lot longer than you are alive, so you better get busy living.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like I think they put too much pressure on you, like when you're younger. You know, like I was watching like Bowling for Columbine, and they had said something about years and years ago on those the school shooting in Colorado. But he said they put so much emphasis on these kids doing well, like, you know, you got to have, you know, this great body, 6-pack abs, you got to be smart, you got to be this, you got to be that, because if you're not this or that, the girls won't want to fuck you, and they won't, you know, all this stupid stuff, right, that really doesn't even matter. But I still see till this day, you know, putting too much pressure. Yes, you need to have responsibilities and understand discipline and stuff like that, but that doesn't come without failure. You know, that doesn't come if you're if you're on the top of the mountain all the time, you'll never know what it's like to hit rock bottom. And you know, I say this this saying that I'm sure Harong has heard me say is like, you know, rock bottom will teach you lessons a mountaintop never will.
Yeah. And also the journey up to the mountaintop, huh?
What's that?
The journey up to the mountaintop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a what's the guy's name that played Black Panther? Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah.
If
Did
you-
he die?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have never heard his commencement speech at Howard, it's an absolute must to listen to, because he talks about that, how the hill at Howard is kind of like this, you know, just working your way up the hill, and by the time you make it up there, you're not coming back down until you got to go home, you know. And he said that's where that's why institutions have been built on hills, to convey the message of struggle as you get to it, you know. But, and I mean, he says it way, I'm slaughtering it, but he says it way better, and it's just, the whole speech is phenomenal. So if you get a chance, like I said, as somebody who has listened to it, that took something away from it, I would definitely give it a listen.
All right. I'll definitely look into that.
Mhm.
I like listening to stuff like that. I think it's cool.
Yeah, Harong maybe not so much. See, he's you know, he's not ready. Or yeah, he's still playful, you know, and it's like just it's hard for him to take things, and that's the way I was, man. I'm telling you, somebody like would look me dead in the eye, and like I'll tell you this one last story before we get off or whatever. But I was actually here at Montgomery College, and I can't remember I just remember who it was. I don't know his name or anybody. It was a black guy, and he was a counselor. And I still remember it till this day, man. Like, I had hair a little bit longer than Harong's. It was almost emoed out, and you know, I'm wearing my like big Jinko jeans and shit, and I go into the I go in to get my classes done. At the beginning of the year, we all, you know, you go see a counselor to see how many hours you're going to take, all that shit. So I go in, sitting in the lobby, and he comes out. He's like, Mr. Wells? And I was like, yeah, you know, and I walk in there, and I'm sitting down, and he's like, how are you doing this morning? And I'm sitting slouched with my hair in my eyes and just like this, like, you know, I don't give a shit, right? Yeah. I'm like, why am I here? And he said, how are you doing this morning? I'm like, oh, okay. He said, all right, well, you know, we're here to help you out and make sure you have a good future. Like, let's get up and try to be engaged in this stuff. And same thing, just, okay, whatever. Like, he starts going over to classes with me and what I want to do, and I'm totally disengaged. And he stops, and he says, Mr. Wells, can I talk to you about something? Still slouched down, hair in my face. I said, yeah, okay, what's going on? Like, hurry up so I can get the hell out of here is what I'm thinking. He said, I want to let you know something. He goes, I wake up very early in the morning. I come here because I want all the people who walk through those doors to be successful. We are here this morning for you, and I want you to be successful. I need you to know that. He goes, but I'm going to need you to do something for me if this is going to happen. And I was like, okay, what is it? You know, and I'm just like being a complete idiot. He goes, I'm going to need you to sit up. I'm going to need you to straighten yourself up and get your hair out of your face. And if you don't want to do that, I need you to get the fuck up out of my office. And man, when he said that, I jumped up and I pulled my hair. I was like, fuck, man, this dude's like being serious, you know? And I didn't realize, I realized it at the time, but he said it in such a way that I knew he was serious about it. I knew he was trying to help me, right? It wasn't like, you know, stop wasting my time. And that's where I kind of developed a lot of these things where if somebody's going to dedicate their time to help you, the biggest form of respect that you can give them is your attention. And like I said, I wish I knew that guy's name so I could go back and shake his hand and say thank you. But I'm sure he did that. You know, every person that came in there, I truly felt he was trying to make them successful. And you know, like I said, some of those life lessons you'll never forget.
Absolutely, and definitely through experience, you learn things and stuff. That's why I was like, this whole time we've been having a conversation, I'm trying to sit up and give you attention and listen and take things in. Absolutely.
For sure. Not like this guy.
I'm not. I've been listening.
He's giggling.
I guess it's like the way you just look, and then you keep looking at me. Nah, man.
He can only look at me and you. That's it.
Yeah.
It's like,
Where else am I supposed to look?
I don't know. You just make this like you're trying to make me laugh, basically.
I would never do something like that.
Yes, you would. But is there anything else y'all would like to say?
No, I love you.
Damn.
You're not gonna say it back?
Love you, Dad. All right, but other than that, I think that's pretty much it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll do it again sometime. I hope y'all get a lot of people coming on, and like I said, y'all just keep knocking it out. You know, have different people on because everybody's going to have a different view on things, and
Absolutely.
you know, you'll get to get that experience with them, and the more you do it, the better you'll get at it, right? If you don't
Yeah.
use it, you lose it.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, it was a pleasure to have you on and learn some things from you.
It's a pleasure to be on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Especially
whole-
as our first guest.
Yeah, the whole time y'all thought y'all were learning from me, I'm actually learning from y'all. Yeah.
It's just mutual. Yeah. All right.
Cool. Let's end it.
Yeah, I think that about wraps it up. All right.
Yep.
See y'all.
All right.